Hi, I'm Dawn. This is Hudson Vintage. Today I'm showing you the top 10 most wanted Art Deco vintage jewelry pieces, the pieces that everybody wants, that everyone covets, the pieces that will always retain their value. And as per my usual, I'm showing you the most unusual pieces that I pulled from my collection. So hopefully they'll be more fun to look at. They're not the pieces you see every day, and they will help you to recognize good Art Deco jewelry when you see it. If you do learn something new, please do click like, subscribe, ring the bell. Every person helps, and I am doing a giveaway when I reach 5,000 people, and I do thank you well. And also, if you have any questions about what you might have inherited, or if you need anything identified or evaluated, you can find my email in the link below. It's hudsonvintage@me.com. The first piece of Art Deco jewelry that everyone thinks of immediately, it's in your head right now. Of course, the number one piece is the flapper necklace. I pulled a few pieces to show you, including a SAUTOIR, which I know you will love when you see it. Here is the first flapper necklace. This is all glass, and this is long glass tubes and faceted beads, and it's color blocked in a very Art Deco way, and I just love the colors of it. And you can do so much with these. They're still relevant today, which is really the reason that Art Deco jewelry has remained so desirable. And because it's so desirable, that's why it holds its value, and it only becomes more and more scarce as time goes by. Art Deco jewelry is now 100 years old. It's considered antique. It's not just vintage anymore. So this is lovely. This is the first flapper necklace. The next one I'm going to show you is one I restrung myself, and that is this one. This is French. These are French beads with French filigrees, and I restrung this and put a padlock clasp on it with faceted light blue crystals, and it's really a lovely, lovely piece. There is no bead like a French bead, just like the Italian Murano glass, which is the most, I think, recognizable in people's minds. When they think of flapper necklaces, they think of the Italian glass. And this one is one of my favorites. This is black with red florals, and red and blue florals actually, and it has the teardrop shape. And you can see how wonderful it is to just layer them together. Look at the black with the blue over this deep green jacket. This jacket is YSL Rive Gauche. This was there. You can always tell YSL by the 3-button sleeves. And this was owned by Maxime de la Falaise, Lulu's mother. And I did have some couture that I sold, and this one might be coming up soon on the website. It is a larger size. This is from when she was older. And the earrings that I'm wearing are Art Deco geometrics, which is another category, which we will get to later. And the belt is vintage 1980s. I thought it would be fun. But look how great these look. And of course, you can do the usual, you know, kind of thing where you have it closer to the neck up front and then hanging down. And then the final flapper necklace is the SAUTOIR, and wait until you see this. Okay, this is it. This is in the spirit of Chanel. It is unsigned, and I can't attribute it with certainty, but it is extremely high-end. Look at that. Look at the back. Don't you love this? And it has the white milk glass. This is obviously also French by the filigree caps, and there it is. Absolutely beautiful Art Deco SAUTOIR. The next category in the top 10 most wanted Art Deco vintage jewelry pieces is, of course, rhinestones. So this is a good example of high-end vintage Art Deco rhinestones. It has a nice geometric shape. This is set in sterling. They were often set in sterling or in rhodium plating. This is vintage from Great Britain, and it also has the matching earrings. So if you can find the set, of course, the demi-parure, it's always going to be more valuable, or if you can manage to put a set together. If you're a long-term collector like I am, it is possible. I have done it. I'll show you this on. There, isn't that lovely? Look. And if you're wondering about the blouse, it is old INC from Macy's. These are the earrings. These are specially cut. You'll find a lot of Art Deco rhinestones that are called dentile stones. They have extra faceting on the back and the front. Look how wearable that is. Isn't that nice? There. And then the next rhinestone piece I'm going to show you is actually a crossover into the next category, which is chokers. Of course, you have to think about chokers when you think about Art Deco vintage jewelry. And this is a lovely version. This has that lovely fancy light yellow rhinestone, and it is a true choker. And I'll show this to you on, here, I'll take these off. Isn't that fabulous? I know. It's so timeless. It's really impossible to date. This could be 1960s, this could be 1980s, and it will always be relevant and therefore always hold its value. The next choker I'm going to show you is more typical of the Art Deco period. This is an M or a W monogram on a black velvet ribbon that has the original Art Deco kind of closure on it, and it is pavéed in markazite. And this came from the wife of the president of the Regency Jewelry Company, so it has a really good provenance. It stayed in that family's collection for a really long time. So if you're an M or a W. Another choker that I want to show you is actually a bit of a cheat for me. It's not Art Deco, but it was made exactly correctly in the style of Art Deco jewelry, just as it would have been made back then, but it is more modern. It's from my personal collection. This is in its original box. It's from Hawaii, and this is very fine pearls strung on the same kind of memory wire that they did use in Art Deco rhinestone chokers. And it has a malachite heart center station set in gold, a gold bezel set. So very Art Deco, even though it was made more recently. And you can see why the Art Deco style will always be influencing modern designers today. Number 4 of the top 10 most wanted vintage jewelry Art Deco pieces is, of course, Egyptian Revival. We cannot think about Art Deco jewelry without thinking about Egyptian Revival. This is a scarab motif, but it is highly stylized with the Art Deco straight lines and the etchings. And this is a tourmaline and an indigo light, and it's just really beautiful. You can make the scarab out there, but it's in a very geometric kind of form. And then the other cocktail ring, I have this one and another one, and you'll see that coming up soon. But back to Egyptian Revival. Isn't this beautiful? This is lapis and turquoise and carnelian with some onyx accents, and it has this hammered gold hook. And once again, this could be any period. This could be 1980s, this could be 1970s, this could be 1960s, and it is an Art Deco iteration. They were very influenced by the opening of King Tut's tomb. There. Isn't that beautiful? That is classic Egyptian Revival Art Deco. It will always be relevant, always be good design, always hold its value. I want to spend a moment and discuss the high Orientalism of the Art Deco period. I have here some good jade. These are excellent jade earrings, and they have an 18 karat gold screw back, which is very common of the time. These are probably actually older pieces of jade, but this is how they made them in the Art Deco period. And if you can find any high Art Deco period Chinese or Orientalism pieces, they are absolute treasures. And these are really beautiful, nice jade. And I just wanted to touch on that. And moving on, the next category for most wanted Art Deco vintage jewelry is mesh. Yes, mesh. I know that we are familiar with the mesh purses of the day that were often enameled or painted, and they made jewelry. It's very scarce, but it's good to know about. This is an Art Deco hand-painted mesh collar, and this is what the back looks like. That is correct. That is an enameled snap. And snaps actually were invented well before 1900. And you have to be careful if you find anything like this. They are very delicate. You cannot clean them with any kind of moisture. You will remove some of this beautiful paint. And look at it. It's just, it really has the right Art Deco colors in that kind of geometric stylized floral. And I'll put it on. Look at that. Isn't that just so magnificent? It's so beautiful. These are scarce. Number 6 in the most wanted Art Deco vintage jewelry pieces is a natural progression from the collar because it's geometrics. When we think of Art Deco jewelry, we really think of those geometric shapes and movement, flowing lines, sharp angular lines. The first example are these earrings. I was wearing these earlier. These have the red baguettes in that kind of fan shape that has a slight angle to it. And then the pave clear crystals. And these are boucher. And you can see how beautifully everything works. I really also tried to pull the colors that would all work together and, you know, be kind of a fun story with the YSL jacket. But aren't these just beautiful? You can wear these any day, every day. And the old clip backs are extremely comfortable. They made them differently then because that was what people wore all the time. They didn't wear anything else. So they were meant to be worn every day. And these you can wear every day for a week with no problem. Look how cool that is. These are signed. These also have the channel set baguettes, very common of the time, rhodium plated. These have kind of a high ribbon effect to them. And I'll show you what that looks like when you put it on. That very three-dimensional kind of Art Deco, you know, instantly recognizable, very architectural in structure, you know, like skyscrapers. Rose gold was also very, very big in Art Deco jewelry, especially in fine jewelry. This was made in Great Britain. This is gold over sterling, and this has that dark teal that was also made so popular by King Tut's tomb when they opened it up. And I've never seen rhinestones this exact color, this dark apatite color, in anything but Art Deco jewelry. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I just haven't seen it. And this also has the fan, that radiating fan that you can see is kind of angled, so it has a real dimension to it. And this is a pin pendant, and just really lovely, totally Art Deco. And number 7 is crystal and rock crystal. This is a pretty Art Deco light blue faceted crystal. These you can find, they are more common, but the light blue is a difficult one. So I thought I would share it with you today. And it's really, you know, lovely, flattering. This is everyone's best blue. And then the other rock crystal I'm going to show you is a pin pendant set, which is actually real, authentic carved rock crystal. And here it is. Look at that. This is set in sterling. This is also British. And there's what the back of it looks like. There's what it looks like from the side. Isn't that wonderful? This is prong set onto the frame that matches the rock crystal exactly. And then here are the earrings. Look at the height of them. And these are also in a sterling screwback. And these are really, really beautiful. Oh, and this can hang like a pendant. Number 8 is the figural pins of the Art Deco period. They had a particular look and style, and I have a couple of examples to show you. The first one is this key, and this has the square rhinestones, which are very indicative of Art Deco jewelry. It also has these kind of studded back, which you find on Art Deco pins, and it is excellent in scale. It's also very flat. The coloration is there for Art Deco. And then the second one is this. Look how flat it is. See, when I turn it to the side, it almost becomes invisible. And this is lovely. And that is an Art Deco rhinestone floral pin. Number 9 in the most wanted Art Deco vintage jewelry is dress clips. or some people call them fur clips. It's getting harder and harder to find them in pairs because they lose their mates. This is an excellent example. It's also geometric, so bonus points for crossover categories. This is a geometric dress clip pair, and these are actually beaded. These are not cabochons, these are red glass beads, so they turn on this wire. And then here's an example of what you can do with them. If I ever wanted to get very fancy, I would use this to hold my mic. Isn't it? Okay, it's a little crooked, but you get the idea. And the final category for Art Deco vintage jewelry is cocktail rings. And now I will show you what I have on this hand. This is an unheated Ceylon star sapphire, and you probably can't see the star because the ring light has all these millions of little points of light. But it is set in platinum. They did a lot of platinum jewelry in the Art Deco period, and if you can find a platinum ring, you know, that is what everyone wants. It is highly desirable. And this has little rose-cut diamonds, and it makes an excellent wedding ring or engagement ring. The last one, this is the cocktail ring, and then I have a couple bonus things to show you. This is rose gold again, and click subscribe because this is the thing you didn't know. This is synthetic rubies, and they often put synthetic rubies in fine Art Deco jewelry. It was very common for the day to have fine gold and diamond jewelry with synthetic rubies in it. And this has the scroll, which is so familiar to everyone. And here. Isn't that lovely? Okay, here's the bonus. The Free People video is coming up next week. It's taking me a little bit longer because it's a huge undertaking to do pages and pages of that catalog, but it is coming, and it's coming out great. And this is the shoe clips. Shoe clips. There's a lot of shoe clips that you can find in Art Deco jewelry, so don't forget to think about that. And these are multi-purpose. You know, yes, they are shoe clips, and they do have that little sharp bit in the back, but you can also use these as dress clips or clip them on a purse. And then the final thing for Art Deco vintage jewelry as a bonus is these chandelier earrings. The height of Art Deco. If you can find chandelier Art Deco earrings, the bigger the better. They will always hold their value. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.